Totally not my idea. No.
What's going on, you guys?
Yeah, chat's pissed at you, man. Late coin again. No.
Hey, man. I can blame other people, but I'm not going to.
Hey, man, I don't stream on Saturdays. This guy wakes up in the early morning. Hey, we want to jump on the stream? I'm like, bro, we don't do streams on Saturdays. He's like, we do now.
Japanese.
All right, we'll do. Should we call it Shitcoin Saturday or a speculation Saturday?
I mean, let's call it Shitcoin Saturday. I mean, let me get around the bush. I mean, let's go. I mean, I lost all my money. You guys, it's gone, dude. I'm no longer rich. I'm peasant now.
Hey, man, we got to just, like we said before, let's go collect all those aluminum cans. Let's go down the street.
That'd be can you imagine that crazy ass series where like, all right, hey guys, I'm homeless now, so start from day one, like, and you make it like a video game, like on YouTube and shit. It's like, all right, you guys. So I better be careful how I say this. So yeah, I'll start as a homeless guy, right? So I'm like, all right, so I'll go on the street, start collecting cans and everything like that, give myself a McDonald's sandwich. Then from there, boom, take your care of it.
McMuffin or burger?
Yeah, a burger, right?
So, okay.
Collect a bunch of cans, then get a katana sword, then start robbing all the other homeless people, and then getting all those cans together.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. But there's that one guy or whatever on, what was it, eBay or something? Like he basically turned a paperclip into like a house.
Yeah, he traded.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he traded all the way to one house. There is like two parts of that story where it's a little like sus. It's basically halfway through he got famous for doing it. And then started, like, letting him do the deals that he wouldn't have got.
Yeah, exactly. I forget which ones they were, but the people basically used them for publicity.
Right.
Dude, but I mean, hey man, it's kind of part of the journey, I think, to be honest. Like, you know, it's not gonna do it all organic.
Right. Dude, how mad would the internet get and shit? Like, I'm just like poor. I'm poor as hell in the like being homeless and stuff, and then like within like a year, like multi-millionaire again.
Hey man, you do it once, you can do it again.
All right, you guys. So I just bought this burner phone. I'm setting it to TikTok right now, and so I just make a TikTok account and stuff. And I'm like, all right, you guys, I'm doing this and then you start 100x leveraging on Doge or something.
Speaking of TikTok, fucking virtual bacon things, bull market's over for good. We're going home. He's poor again forever.
He's so fucking wrong. It's not even funny. It's so wrong. So anyone that's saying the bull market's over is wrong. No, it will not happen. It's too much. There's too much news. China,
China. I mean, China always does it, right? China FUD never goes away. It's always something that rears its head back in the market.
And Justin Sun has to be over there smashing other people's chicks. He has to be smashing other people's chicks. Me and John, we talked.
I hope that story is real.
Yeah. Me and John privately were talking to Justin Sun and telling him, dude, don't smash his chick. Smash all these other chicks. Don't smash that chick. And what does he go do? He goes smashes that other chick.
But he thinks he won, right? And then he gets taken.
Right. And then
I think Arthur Hayes and BitMEX took him out, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wasn't life easier when we could just blame it on BitMEX? Wasn't like
it was.
Yeah, right?
It was like, oh yeah, fucking Arthur, man. What a guy. But yeah, I mean now the leverage, is everywhere, right? You got Bybit, you got fucking Binance. Binance lets you do like some crazy amounts of leverage. I haven't even looked at it. I think it's like it's definitely at least 100x. I wouldn't be surprised if they ever came out with like 1,000x or something.
Yeah. No, you have to. I think you are. If it's in the forex market, then it's definitely going to happen over here at some point. I'm surprised it hasn't. I mean, like the highest leverage I've ever seen is like, I think it was 500 on some weird ass coin. I forgot what it was. It was back in the day. It was back in 2017 during like I think KuCoin did it or something if I remember right.
But just absolutely insanity right there.
Insanity, yeah.
But some people. I think it was some sort of stat was like 60% of all people who trade leveraging crypto do more than like a 5 or 10x or some fucking bullshit like that.
It was crazy. I think it must have been like over 10x or something like that, like half of that, dude. It was
It's like over half the people. I'm just like fucking degens, man.
I think what's going on with that, what's skewed by, I think is people like if I jump on an exchange for the first time and I throw in like $100, I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go 100x. Let's see what happens. You're right. I mean, Charlie, if you guys saw it on screen, Charlie actually did it live actually. From the
it was like $2. Like no way I'm doing 100x leverage with like an actual stack.
A degen is degen. Remember that.
Through and through. You gotta test limits with just add zeros once you get success, right?
Yeah. I just had someone ask, has Uni V3 shown promise? Well, they've broken some of the promises, but in terms of what they actually upgraded, because initially they were supposed to upgrade with the whole UX, a whole brand new interface for it and stuff, and it was just like the run-of-the-mill one and stuff. But for bigger orders, Uniswap is actually pretty good right now, actually. So if you're buying on a major pair, something like Celsius that has a lot of liquidity, Hex or something like that, you can buy a lot. It doesn't move the price that much compared to what it used to be and stuff. So it's actually a little bit better. But once you break the peg upwards, then the price can actually appreciate crazy. But also if someone sells it down a lot, it can go down. So you have this sort of whole thing where like the price can stay in the price point, and then once it breaks either to up or down, it becomes way more volatile because it's almost like there's empty air where beforehand with the curve, you used to have money resisting at all points. Now there's like money at the point. So it's like once the fist breaks through, it just goes to the next until it hits the next resistance. So there's this whole thing where the pricing just go boom, boom, boom like that.
I love those moves.
Yeah. But of course, any of you guys who joined the last course would obviously know that already.
Well, what do we got here with Bitcoin, right? But it's bounced up pretty decent, right? It keeps basically making, like it basically had basically had that wick down to 30,000,
right?
But you have the bodies of these candles. At least if you go from the 4-hour chart up, the main support seems to be around like 36,000. So we bounced up a little bit here to 38. So it's just oscillating right now.
Yeah, I can show the CoinGecko prices and stuff just for people to like to look at this stuff. They're
time to start looking like that Indian guy in the meme, right?
Right. Got so rugged and stuff. So yeah, $38,000, great price. Actually, currently, I would say, I guess it's really funny. Like when me and Charlie really were saying like how out of whack Ethereum was to Bitcoin, it was something like this. Like it was $38,000, but Ethereum was like 1,100.
Yeah, and then it got out of whack the opposite way a little bit towards the end of that move up. Yeah, because
if I remember right, actually Wasabi-san, that traitor to Ethereum, he sold out at 7% and stuff and everything. But I think the all-time high for when was it? I think some people were able to sell 14% an Ethereum for 14% of a Bitcoin. I think that may have been the all-time high.
I'd have to look at the ETH to Bitcoin chart, but I'd have to pull it up here. I could pull it up here in a second.
Yeah, it was a while back, and I totally forgot this and stuff. So back in the day, there was much less Ethereum in 2017 as well for the price to be that high. So of course the market caps are smaller and stuff. So some people were wondering how it even hit those prices, whether there's less market cap and that. I mean, there's less coins circulating and stuff. And this is something what I'm saying. Like me and Charlie will keep saying this. Like, dude, you guys don't understand EIP 1559, bro. Bros.
Dude.
Bros.
Bullish.
Bro, I'm hoarding my Ethereum. Like I used to throw my Ethereum out like hose at my apartment, but like now I keep them. I'm like, hey, no. You know what? I forgive. Just stay here.
Is it kind of?
Baby, I promise. I'll spit other plates. Promise.
Is it kind of funny how we were like that? Like I remember with Bitcoin, I'll just play with 0.1 Bitcoin, sacrifice it, right? And now it's like once we're up there in price, it's like, oh wait, okay, change of plans. But I mean, like one Ethereum used to be like, nothing, right? Like a weekend.
Right. It's just got skewed a little bit. The 7-day got fucked up. But look at this right here. I think if we counted Hex in here, it'd literally be Hex, Solana, and Celsius, which is really, really funny. So this is why we push Celsius so much, you guys. The stable coin, you guys. But I was seeing a lot of people crying about the Celsius price not moving. But right now, not a fucking peep right now. Everyone's like, Celsius, you keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, Celsius, you're too stable. Celsius, I love you.
So basically, Celsius has been a $5 stable coin that pays 5% APY. And that's pretty good right now.
Hey man, it's $6. I think it's like $6.60 to get it right. It's been a $6 stable coin for the last few weeks.
Do you know why? Well, actually, no. I'll keep this to myself. But there's a reason why I call Hex and Celsius the Sith and the Jedi. I'm not going to go into more, but
it's a very good comparison.
Right.
Two
sides of the same coin, like narrative wise, right? Like Celsius has the equity raise that's coming up, big partnerships, big money coming in. Major partners in the US are going to come into this next round, which will allow Celsius essentially to sell a piece of its butthole away so that we have access to the American market. And then hopefully us Californians, this godforsaken land of California, to get loans, and so we can stop being poor. Right. And Hex obviously is making their own ecosystem, pretty much now.
Yeah, with Pulse Chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting, very interesting.
Are we doing the Pulse Chain thing today, or when are we doing it?
Yeah, Saturday night, your guys' time.
Your guys, okay, cool. Yeah, so you guys today at 5:30, unless we do Donovan's show, we have to schedule with him. If we do Donovan's show, then we'll do the webinar afterwards. But if we don't do it, because of, I know he's busy with the conference, you guys, and stuff. So if he's busy with the conference, then we'll just do it at 5:30 during the regular Donovan show time.
Yep, that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we'll be talking about other things as well. But yeah, that'll be a good focus on a place that's going to make a lot of money soon.
Yeah, I'm very, 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 very bullish on it. Obviously, because full disclosures, Hex is like 30% of my portfolio, and Celsius is like 30% of my portfolio. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe a little bit emotionally tied to those coins, yeah.
A little emotionally tied, yeah.
But it's a good one, right? So yeah, I like it.
And this is exactly why I invest into projects that have these communities, right? I'm always on the lookout for places with these diamond-handed individuals. Like if you actually look at Synthetix during this entire bull market. Like here, I can probably pull it up. Let's see where Synthetix. It's probably up here since it doesn't drop. There we go. Synthetix, $14. Do you know how many times this whole bull market I've seen it at $14? Like 5 times. 5 times.
Which coin? Synthetix. Yeah.
It's going from 28 down to 14 to 28 to 14 to 20. Like it always does that. It always fluctuates $10.
Yeah, and during the crash, I mean, it went back to like prices it hadn't seen in like a week. So I mean, it really didn't go. Even though the price did go down, a decent chunk, it didn't go down all that much.
But yeah, it's
Were you drinking?
Red Bull right now.
Okay. Yeah, because it's like what, 5 a.m. your time?
Yeah, 6 a.m. Yeah, it's not too shabby and stuff. But I've been up since 3 in the morning, and no, I don't sleep, you guys.
Robo Miguel.
Right. I'm drinking the diabetes version, non-sugar free. just for you guys. I'm destroying myself for you all. I mean, I'm poor now, you guys. No money's. It's done, dude. It's done. No more money.
That's what. I'll keep the jokes a little to a minimum. But one other thing about why this market's bullish is take a look here at the link that I put in the private chat.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see.
This is the news that's going to take Bitcoin out of the doldrums and get us back on the path.
You guys, we've made it. So we made it. It's done, dude. Let me tell you why, bros. Let me tell you why. Damn, I can't believe this is real.
It's hilarious. And none other from Satoshi himself.
From Satoshi. I mean, yeah. He's probably, if Satoshi is a person, that's probably Satoshi.
I would say it's a group, him, Nick Szabo, and Hal Finney, and a few other people.
Yeah. Though, the crazy part is like, you know Craig Grant, or Craig, the guy who made
Craig Wright.
Craig Wright, yeah, Craig Grant. Who's Craig Grant?
Good thing you don't remember his name. It's probably better that way.
Yeah. I'm bad with names, except for Charlie. I always remember Charlie. But like, anyway, with that dude, right, from Bitcoin SV, even though people clowning him and doing all this shit, he did actually have ties to some of these guys in the beginning and stuff. And there was it's not just all smoke and mirrors, but it was like he had nothing to do with coding or anything. He was just a dude that was there early on.
Yeah,
that's it. And
he's like the definition of a psychopath. That guy just like can't stop. It's crazy.
So typically what I know, I'm very, 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 very cognizant of when people laugh like this. So how do I say this person's name without saying his name? This guy in the red pill who always, can we call it red pill? I guess we can call him like, damn, this is hard. Dude. YouTube stuff. I just want to say I just want to talk the way I want to talk. But basically this fucking clown who always wears like MAGA hats and shit and everything like that. That's like enemies of everyone in the red pill, basically. Psychotic laugh.
I've never heard him laugh. Does he laugh like that?
Bro.
It's like a gremlin.
Bad. Dude, it's when you hear it, you're like, oh my fucking. Anytime I hear anybody laugh like that, I just roll away. I'm cool.
I love it. Yeah. But yeah, seriously, this is going to take Bitcoin back to 70K tomorrow.
Dude, you want to know something that's crazy? Like Domino's Pizza, top 3 performing stocks of the last decade.
I know. They're good, really good company, really well run. I used to do some recruiting for them here in Tokyo.
Yeah. If I make it, you guys, Domino's. Yeah, I'm going to own Domino's for you guys.
I franchises, man. It's a good source of revenue.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, how are you gonna lose with pizza in bad economy or a good economy? You're just like, I'm mad, I'll eat pizza. I'm happy, I'll eat pizza. I'm getting late, I'll eat. Let's order pizza. Yo, man, I feel really bad about myself. Yo, let's order some pizza.
There you go. You
should no lose fucking
no lose situation, right?
Yeah.
You should totally read verbatim what Adam said and then what the documenting Bitcoin thing says. It's kind of funny.
Sure. Let me put my double glasses on. Okay, so it's curious how being paid in Bitcoin changes people's mindset from thinking about BTC as a discretionary investment decision into a savings mindset, and where they become fearful to sell and suffer regret if they need to sell any once received. Yep. No, definitely. Yeah, this is something
that's true, right?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts me to sell any of my crypto. It really does.
Even the thought of considering to sell during this bull market, like just like what like doesn't register to me. But yeah, it's interesting, right? Basically, I think this is limited to the Netherlands, right? So it says like franchise in the Netherlands is offered to pay its employees, right? So it's just like a location with 16 locations. So like it looks all grand and everything, and then it's like, oh, okay. But like, no, I think at least the sentiment of his tweet is correct, So there's some nugget of truth in there, but yeah, not the most bullish news.
Hey, but it helps. I mean, but it's true though. The whole mindset of holding cryptocurrencies is just more money. I mean, like, that's kind of what Celsius was banking on. Same thing with Hex. A lot of these cryptocurrencies. I mean, just you hold them, you stake them, you earn yield. Something we didn't have in 2017, but like that's true. That whole mindset is like you want to be that dude that says, like, yeah, I used to have like a full Bitcoin. What happened, bro? Why you poor now? Like I mean, like
well, boats, hose.
Right. No. A year ago, right? Let's just say 1 year ago, if you've been buying if you bought any of, well, obviously outside of the really scam coins, but like any of the top 100, you held on to it, you did very well. Very well. But that's from the bottom. Like this is why. Let's just go back to the prices real quick, just because I want to show people. Like people are saying, like the media. Right. So one of the reasons why this whole thing is getting a lot more corporatized and getting manipulated is because JP Morgan has a trading desk now. So does Goldman Sachs. I got sources.
Goldman Sachs' trading desk has been manipulating the shit out of this, has been trying to for a while. I mean, those guys are dirty. They play dirty.
Oh, definitely too. And then you got 3 Arrows Capital, and a bunch of these other people and stuff that are playing all these games. We're not even at a 2. So the all-time high for Bitcoin's like 19,000 some change. Let's just call it 20 grand, 20 G's. We're at a 2x. Calm your tits, you guys. Like literally, like you guys are letting the media manipulate you guys into retardation. What they're trying.
What do you mean by 2x?
Yeah, so we're the last all-time high from 2017 was $20,000.
Oh, from the all-time high. I got what you're saying.
Yeah, from the all-time high. We're only at a 2x from there. Ethereum, the same thing. Actually, a little under the 2x. $1,400, $1,700, or $1,800, depending if you're in the Asian exchanges. But like we're
basically $1,400.
Yeah, it's all to shake us out. You think it was magical? Look at this. When it really like hit me, when I was like, this shit's totally. I mean, it was already orchestrated. I knew, but I was like, man, like this is the same thing I saw in equities when they play this game of like they keep releasing news to shake you out. Is hey, you guys, we're gonna allow trading and we're gonna allow deposits, onto Coinbase Pro for Solana. Then literally, I literally like 2 minutes. I mean, not 2 minutes. Like a day later, they're like, we're suspending all trading because Solana was holding up. If you actually look at it, if you look on this, here I can even do it again. My question: if you look at the 7 day, I think it may be a little skewed now because the day. But look at this. Solana was right here. Like didn't lose. This is look. These are all stable coins, you guys.
Yeah, I think it was actually number 18 before. Now it's number 15.
Yeah, it's gone up. It's gone up in value and stuff.
It's gone up in the rankings, and then it was at $50 and it's down to 37. So not too bad.
Yeah. So basically, like everyone lost money except unless you were holding Solana, Celsius, or Hex or stable coins. Basically, the average coin is probably down. Let's just go to the bottom of the list. Let's just see the worst in the top 100. Click on
Artemis's comment there. I think that's pretty much really a really useful comment as well.
Okay, this is all a coordinator to shake out retail investors so institution can sweep up. Yep, exactly.
100%.
100%. Here's the thing is, in order to, so privately they all have coins. They do, right? These guys all run these big institutions. They all have fucking money, right? They all bought coins. But they're all playing games with each other because a lot of them are getting coins without telling their friends. And then they don't tell people, like these rich people, they don't tell you until they got their bag secured. Then they're like, I'll tell a couple friends, and then let's just get this person. At that point, right? Okay, let's get the institutional money because it takes it. There's so much check. There's a lot of checks and balances in order to get the corporate bank. What's called? I'm sorry. Wow, I'm slipping up. To get the balance sheets. To get the balance sheets and some of the institutional money into the crypto space. So now that they've got their coins, they're trying to get even more coins and stuff, right? They're like, oh, fuck, these prices are getting, they're just sweeping you guys. That's all it is. It's like they're pissed off.
There's a huge spike in OTC related wallets that basically are all institutions buying. A huge spike in institution buying. And the last time there was as big of a spike like that was in early February, basically, when Michael Saylor got them all in.
Damn, Nexo's down there, bro. Fuck.
Nexo actually, I think one of the days it was one of the better performing coins, but like then you look at the chart and it's like, after like a massive dip or whatever for that coin. I haven't looked at the chart of that recently, but that's when I looked at it the last time it was like that.
I'm gonna have to read up on Internet Computer. Just keep seeing this. This thing's probably not gonna go away because it's a New York corporate push coin.
Yeah, it seems interesting, but it's kind of like it's done exactly what I expected it to do. Obviously the dip may have helped speed that process up, but basically when it came out, I think it was like $350, something like that. Right. And just popped all the way up to the top in market cap. And I was just like, people are asking me about it when it came out. Right. And I'm just like, went immediately down to, or I said, it's going to go average down to like $150. It's doing that. And then it's just going to sit there. And then eventually it might pump, but it's doing the exact same pattern as what Compound did when it first came out.
Yep.
In terms of the price.
I was about to say that too. Yeah. And it's kind of funny. So Compound originally, and I was really opposed to it, and now I'm glad it did because it didn't do shit.
Yeah, the only thing that really pissed me off about Compound when it first came out was a couple of the ways that it was marketed or tweeted about. Basically, it was like, "Hey, come make 100% APY in like a day," or some bullshit. I don't remember how it was phrased, but it was like double your money today. Tomorrow, and I that was just sketch as fuck when it first came out. They had some people tweeting about it like that. But yeah, you could see that first pump and dump, right?
Yeah, it's like unless you got it in the first second, it just instantly spiked to $300, and then it just did a whole lot of nothing.
And of course, at $300 is where everybody was like, compound, 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 compound. What do you think about compound? And I'm like, I wouldn't buy it here, you know. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, then it has a nice troughing area. So
yeah, and this coin was basically. Now I'm not shitting on compound because, well,
no, it's a really good platform. Really good platform.
Yeah, because institution. So it's basically there's really only about, I would say, 2 to 3 real institutional grade places to yield farm where it's safe. It's Aave and compound. That's it. It's most of the time, if you look into most things when things launch, it's always for compound. So you know why? Because basically it's really only worth staking if you got big money. So it's like almost like it's a white label, and then you just slap your DeFi handle on it, and it's like, hey, we're going to start off our yield farming on compound, and then from there we're going to go into more stuff, into other stuff. What they're doing is they're giving you their yield, but when you're yield farming, you also get some of the emission as well from the comp token. So what a lot of these teams and people are doing is they're keeping the comp token for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have some sort of incentive, right?
Right. But I think the tokens, they have 4 more years and 3 more years of emission in terms of before all the tokens are out. So next cycle, this thing is going to be a high flyer, very high flyer, very.
It's a good bear market grab.
Yeah, this one, Aave is going to be making their own blockchain. So peep this.
Yeah, Aave was for the last bear market. I mean, nobody would have known that it would have come and did what it did this bull market from early stages of the bull market. Yeah. But man, whoo. If you bought that one in the bear market, like it's Celsius as well, obviously, but
I mean, this
thing's been some craziness. Well, what is it like? Take off what 2 zeros, right?
Yeah, take 2 zeros. This thing was like no, it was pennies. Like,
no. I mean, in terms of like, if you wanted to look at the chart and take the calculation, because if you put down the cursor on like where it was like all the way down at like November 2020, or do you have to? Is that? Oh yeah, that's not even max. Son of a guns.
What they did is they pumped the fuck out of ETHland. Then what they did is like their chart would have looked ridiculous and people would have like, no, this thing's super overvalued. So what they did is they did a stock reverse split, lowered the amount of coins by 100 to 1
in October.
And then you guys remember this. So anyone, you guys, one of the things we told people to do is sell the coins because this is negative. So when you get more coins, people like that. And when people get less coins, they don't like that. So it's negative. So typically, of course, there's always going to be an exception here and there, but like 9 times out of 10, if the coin saying we're turning 10 of your coins, you're going to get 1 coin. You've seen this forever in with like countries doing this where like our currency is inflated. So for every $100, you will get $10. And people don't like that. So we told people to sell. The price crashed. It ended up going to somewhere close to $30. And then this is when we were telling people to buy it the hell up, and they did very well. So anyway, so one of the big things that they did is they basically the two tokens that really started up a lot of this yield farming. Obviously, the first one to market was really Compound. Compound really like pushed out this whole yield farming thing, and then from there,
last June,
yep. And then beforehand, people were kind of skittish about it. There was a couple other platforms kind of doing it, but like when Compound officially did it with Coinbase backing, everyone was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." Then Aave followed suit. But the thing is, the reason Aave kind of won in terms of price appreciation is because their tokenomics were much better, much better. Where Compound, a lot of their yield was a little shittier, and as well as the tokenomics, like basically there wasn't much of a point holding the comp token for now. But in the future, that could change. So to me, what it seems like to me is like Compound leads the market in terms of like whatever the Compound does, and Aave will follow right after and do it better.
Hey man, you gotta. That's the one thing I think that is lacking in crypto is, I mean, it's a market that moves so fast. People just want to keep up, right? In a bull market, right? You get like a lot less creative types who are actually building new systems in a bear market. That's why I was so bullish on Polkadot, because as soon as I looked at it, I was like, holy shit, Gavin Wood spent like 4 full years before even like touting this coin.
Right.
To develop it, make sure he had to make a whole new programming language for it. You already did it once, why not do it again? Right. And it's just, I was just like, wow, this is being done right. And the interesting thing about Polkadot Decoded the other day, there was 2 days of that event. They literally right now, they just pressed the go button with the marketing. What are you trying to look for?
I put dot and they took me to Doge.
You know what?
Hell?
When I went on LinkedIn today,
yeah,
I pressed the search button. The first 2 things that came up in the search right away were stop Asian hate and COVID. Those 2 things.
Yeah.
Stop Asian hate, hashtag stop Asian hate and COVID. I was just like, somebody's trying to push some sort of agenda a little much.
What happened to throwing all the Mexicans over the fucking border and detaining all the kids in the fucking camp? Oh yeah, that shit gets swept under the rug, huh?
Yeah.
Magically. Anyway, I digress.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then you got Dogecoin here being pushed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. But anyways, going back to Polkadot. Yeah. So if you just paid attention to Polkadot Decoded, the main difference between Polkadot Decoded and all their other events before, where they just basically said, okay, if there was a button for like turn on your marketing, they're just like, time to go. So basically, like they didn't really do all that much marketing up until this point. They talked about the project, they went to a few conferences and so on and so forth, but they didn't actually start like, okay, now let's blast the brand, right?
Yeah.
But now they're gonna be blasting the brand during these parachains, auctions and everything. It's gonna be really interesting.
I know. If you guys ain't buying Kusama and Dot right now, you guys are totted.
How much is the price? $24.
$24.
I keep getting guys that doing consultations with me in the last 1 month. They were like, I heard I was paying attention when you said buy Dot under $10, and I didn't. And I wish I did. Well, now look at it here. It's $24. It's only a little bit more than a 2x from $10, right?
You guys, this thing, okay. If this market dies right now, I'm sorry. But I'm a moon boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If this goes wrong, I'm sorry. But
your sorry is what means shit.
If you're poor, I'm poor. Okay?
Pretty much, yeah.
I trust. I'm. Look at this. Let me do this right here. Right? You buy this. This is your future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, now it's kind of cool. But anyway,
give me a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
go buy one off of an NFL player who didn't make the right decisions down the road.
Yeah, but it's really, dude, here's the thing too. It's really hard for people. Like, you lose your source of income, what you've done for a long time. It's like, that's fucking tough, dude. Like, people always shit on, like, how could these made millions of dollars?
Well, they don't even, they make millions, but they don't keep it all, right?
Yeah, they don't keep it all. And then, but I get mad at Forbes and all these picking on these guys and stuff. These sports stars, like these.
On the other hand, some of them do buy like 3-4 homes and like Shark Tanks, and like those guys I don't have any pity for.
Right, but like imagine you do one thing forever and you can't do it anymore. What kind of depression that puts you in? Like you're no good anymore.
Well, especially when you have like 10 million concussions on top of that. Yeah.
Right. It's like, but these cucks at fucking Forbes, and I was like, let me show you why you're going broke, Mr. Wonderful. Fuck, I hate that.
Dude, Forbes, Financial Times, most of these financial publications are trash.
Yeah.
Like Bloomberg's pretty good. And, it's like one of the only ones like in the entire space. Like,
yeah, I actually do owe a lot of my first financial education to Bloomberg. Actually, shout out Bloomberg Radio, talking stock and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, Bloomberg has some really good information. I think people actually shit on it a little too much, and they actually get Bitcoin. They actually understand Bitcoin pretty decently. So yeah,
right. So yeah, Polkadot's a steal right now. Obviously, if it goes down bad, this whole market goes down bad, I'll be poor, but I'll be poor with you guys in solid. It's like all my net worth is in crypto, for real. Outside of my work trucks and a little equipment here and there, I'll be like 95% of my wealth is in crypto. Like,
oh yeah, man, it's the only way to be. Like,
yeah. But so anyway, Polkadot bare minimum. I'm talking about bare. This is only with 100-ish K BTC. This thing's going $200.
Oh,
yeah, that's bearish. That's almost bearish. Like the okay. So let me give you 3 levels. All right, 3 levels to this insanity: 200, 400, 600. There you go.
I like that.
Yeah, it could even go higher, but at $600, we're talking like kind of like, pretty high market cap. I mean, it's like 600. I think it'd be like $500 billion or something like that. So it's a lot.
That's not. I mean, it's not too crazy actually, because the reason why is like, so if at the end of the bull market, right, Bitcoin does hit
it's almost 1 for 1. Yeah, it's almost 1 for 1, dollar for dollar, dollar for market cap for billion.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're talking. So if you could,
but no, I think it has. I think it even could go to 1,000 in this bull market, right? And that seems a little bit crazy, but everybody said Ethereum was worthless, and in 2017, I met a guy at the Tokyo Bitcoin meetup, and basically what he said was, I made a really good move on Ethereum, because we were just talking about Ethereum. It was like $400 at the time,
right?
And I was just asking him, I was like, so you bought Ethereum, great, like you made some profit, cool, like why'd you sell it? And he was like, oh, it's not going nowhere, it's terrible technology, really, really bearish on it. And this guy like built an exchange in New Zealand, apparently.
Yeah.
And like a small one, like a local exchange. But like, I was like, so where did you sell it? He was like, $16. I was like, why did you sell it at $16? And he was like, he bought it like sub $1. And so he's like, I'm pretty sure I made my like a good return, a good return. Yeah. And I was just like, that's why the moon bag.
Yeah. That 20% will keep you from the rope, you guys. That moon bag, I'm serious. Like if it's a position you've had for a long time, like my Litecoin and stuff and everything like that, you keep something. Like I sold some of my Litecoin to get other positions, but I still have a lot of my Litecoin. You know why? Because at some point, like Litecoin's going to shoot up with Mimblewimble and going to do really well. And then there'll be this whole hype train, because Bitcoin's going to be cucked out by ETH for a bit. And then the Bitcoiners will be like, what can we do? Mimblewimble. Yeah, we'll put Mimblewimble on Bitcoin. You see, we're doing stuff. Now now we're more ultrasound money. Now we're super ultrasound. Now we're ultra instinct Bitcoin. Ultra instinct. You'll see. I'll put money.
We got smart contracts now. Yeah, with Taproot.
Taproot. Did you hear that? So they're actually shilling. They're shilling like DeFi on Bitcoin something called Sovereign. There's some platform called Sovereign that's trying to do like DeFi on Bitcoin or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're showing it on. They're showing it on a couple of shows and stuff out here.
And I was late to the party.
pretty late to the party. Yeah, super ultra. So if you guys hear ultra instinct Bitcoin, I want you to know that it came from these guys, these people right here. This is where it came from.
But man. Yeah. Even Elon Musk was tweeting. He's like, we need Lightning Network. I'm just like, all right, Elon. It's like, it's clear he doesn't know jack. Like he knows enough to like be able to like talk about it a little bit, so the media is like, oh yeah, okay, because they don't know shit. But like, compared to, I have to actually say it, Peter McCormick probably knows crypto like 10 million times better than Elon. Peter McCormick actually, I mean, he's a smart dude. I'm not shitting on him, but like I'll actually give him some props here, for going after Elon during the that last bit of time or whatever.
Peter McCormick is a shitcoiner like all of us.
Yeah.
He has said it on multiple streams. Like, yeah, I own other coins, but I do it to get Bitcoin. That's the rationalization that everyone does. Well, I understand too. Like that's when I'm at the end of the market, right? I'm going to go into ETH, myself just into Bitcoin. Eventually, at some point, right? Because like, and then what ends up happening is, whenever at some point, right, everyone like Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to be super crazy, right? And then what you do later on is you take your fiat or some of your Bitcoin and then in the bear market and dump it for Celsius. I'll buy some Hex. Some Polkadot. And then in some Kusama. And like you just rebuy back your bags, multiply bags, be in bigger positions and just chat out, Lambo out. I mean, it's rinse and repeat. The thing is, it's hard. It's easy to say, hard to do emotionally. But you guys will be, because if this is why we tell you, don't go away from the market. This is not the bear market. Like this is like, I didn't even like really blink twice until I saw 50% correction. At that point, I was like, all right, like
now we're talking. Okay, now we got something going on.
Right. 20%. I'm like, let's go back to sleep. Yeah, but 50, I was like 40, 50. All right. I got out of bed. I was like, all right, put my underwear on and stuff. Like, and then let's see what's going on, right? And you know, it's fine. It's just been on discount. But this is why we tell you guys when you guys are up a lot. This is why we push the rule of 3 and stuff. Is to take some. Don't sell the whole bag, especially if you don't like it. If it really is a total shitcoin you invested into and you made a lot of money, out of here. But if it's actually something like, oh, it's got some okay, it's got some fundamentals. The chart looks pretty good, but I am a little overexposed, or it's went up so much on me because, like, especially in the market, if you got, let's just say you got into Shiba Inu, right? Of course, dump that shit. But let's just say you got it.
God, even if you feel like it's too late, just dump it.
Just dump it, right? If you made a lot of money on it, you should have been holding either more ETH or some USDC. And I'm guilty of this myself, where as soon as I have cash, I throw it into crypto. Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of like USDC. It's okay.
Really?
Because when things crash, when things crash like this is when cash is king, because you're like, because this time it was really hard. Normally I could sell ETH into other coins and be fine. But the thing is, we're hitting a really big kind of once in a cycle sort of news event for Ethereum. That's like, it makes me really like think twice about selling Ethereum right now, because it's like,
no,
because it's such an easy like multiple. It's like Ethereum is going to be like $8,000 on this run up and stuff at the bearish sense this year. On the bullish sense, it could hit 14K this year. Next year, with the amount of supply that gets destroyed from the EIP 1559, I mean, we're looking at like a 25K minimum on Ethereum. That's not even that crazy. I mean, like I can show you guys the numbers here. You know what? Let's do it.
Moon math time. Yeah, I mean, Ethereum went down to like $1,000 or $500. I mean, I'd still be in it more than I'd be out of it.
Right. So, all right. Let's see. So at the end of this year,
win dollar cost crypto eToro copy trade.
All right, so with the burning, I expect probably within 4 or 5 months, probably the circulating supply to be about 105. Right now it's 115, so I'm expecting about 10 million Ethereum to be.
There's 115 right now, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So I'm expecting like 10 million in a year, basically, for that to be destroyed.
Can you give us your logic on that?
Sure. So, okay.
It doesn't have to be like detailed, just like general.
So this, I'm currently going off the numbers of like 15% burn rate off of each fee, which
could be higher, like as we mentioned,
which is high. Actually, I think I'm really wrong. I had a friend of mine, Dax, kind of really, because he really understands Ethereum, and I asked him about how high the fee could be. He was saying 70%. I was like, what? So okay, so this might be so if it's that strong. I also asked him, and he's like, hey, you really think that the Ethereum Foundation could actually like tone it down? They can tone it down. So it's sort of like this whole thing where they have a set inflation rate, locked in stone. They can't do shit about it. But they do have a rudder in terms of what they can turn the inflation. They can turn it all the way down to off and let it inflate, or turn it all the way up. So they're going to let it turn all the way up because they're trying to like.
Gotta have plausible deniability.
Right.
Have the pump.
But this is something we were saying. I think me and you would talked about this. Must have been Moon Gang such a long time ago. It must not the first episodes, but it was probably somewhere in the middle there, like last year, where we talked about like the Ethereum Foundation could have basically become the new Fed, sort of. They're kind of have an interest rate and stuff with ETH fees. So let's just say,
and then with all the people getting interested in the all of a sudden people really think Bitcoin is bad for the world, so Ethereum's just going to gain more popularity because of that narrative, right? So proof of stake, we got proof of stake. Like it's just look at all the normies fucking chirping out there, just listening to the mainstream media like fucking retards. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on YouTube for you. I was like, shit, I was like, maybe I'll do what you did to Brad. No, I would never do that on your channel.
One day Brad's gonna get me back. He's like,
just like short circuit the YouTube algorithm. Just like get a list of words.
I mean, I have the magic spell, dude. I know how to take any stream down now. So let me look at the current market cap of Ethereum. Ethereum's 143 million. So with a $6,000 price point with this many tokens, this would put Bitcoin at $1.2 trillion, which would put it at like $57,000-$60,000. That's not that crazy. This is what I'm saying is that when you start taking supply away, you can get these crazy numbers without being crazy. Let's just go back. Let's say it's even a lower number. Let's just say this number is pretty low, but 80 million, right? 400. That's really only about a 4x from now. You see, with less coins and in a higher price, the market cap's not that crazy. Where like, let's just say if we were trying to do this again, let's just do what the original the coin.
Yeah, I was doing it with the original coin value at a market cap of 2.5 trillion. If it was half of what Bitcoin kind of gets towards at the end of this bull market, that gives a really nice price.
So this is a significantly higher market cap right here. This would be $1.4 trillion market cap with BTC if we kept the levels the same. So at 1.5 trillion, we're talking about $81,000 BTC, which still is not crazy. You see, it's like we're not even in the 6 digits and stuff with any of these markets. So this is why, so peep this right here, right now. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more. I'm gonna give you some sauce right here. Some sauce. This is next year. This is next year. This is where I think they're gonna chill the hell out. This might be the top end of where Ethereum Foundation decides, okay, let's not burn so much. It could go as low as 60. I don't think they let it go below 60 million Ethereum. Okay. Literally an evaporation of half the Ethereum. That's a ton of Ethereum. So you better keep your hands on that ETH. Okay, you guys, but look at this, right? Peep this. So let's just say it hits my low red number. Oh, what the hell was I doing? Jeez, I mean, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it's early morning your time. Yeah.
1.5 trillion dollar market cap, right?
And then think about, what if about a 2.5 trillion market cap? I think that'd be probably like 45,000, something like that.
Right on the money, sir. That's kind of where at the top end where I think this can hit, because that would put Bitcoin at a $5 trillion market cap, which would be $250,000 per BTC. That's with Ethereum being 50% of the market cap of Bitcoin only.
Dude, I think that's very possible. It's almost probable.
Right. It's not that. Obviously, we're not saying this year with this. We're saying next year. But even for this year, if we have an evaporation, so if let's just say we have an evaporation of the Ethereum, let's just say let's put a good number. Let's just say 98 million. That's probably closer to where I think it could evaporate maximum by December. Let's put a good. Probably looking at 18 grand. This is probably what I think top end for this year, honestly. 18,000 on it's going to be 14 and then wake up to 18 before a crash and stuff and everything, and probably bottom out at like 5K because it'd be the first big crash on ETH, and that's kind of what I'm expecting on ETH. Yeah.
What do you mean by first big crash? Going down 100%? I mean, it's crashed what, like 60% or something like that?
I expect Ethereum to lead the market into this EIP 5059 hype and the price to go parabolic, and at a certain point it cools off and takes a big dip, and then it's going to be one of the first times that you see another coin kind of push Bitcoin down. How much of a sell-off it's going to be, and the Bitcoiners going to be coping a little bit.
To be honest, I think at this stage of where we are with crypto, I think if Ethereum is truly leading the market, it's kind of gets a little pretty frothy real quick,
right?
Just because so much speculation then just like shifts into the altcoins like heavy, and so like once that gets going, once Ripple starts appreciating in price, you're probably getting close to a local top somewhere. Everyone's calling bear market news all day. Yep, sounds about right.
You heard it here first, you guys.
That is great. That is great.
I should let you know, man. Like all these Twitter accounts are being little bearish piece of shits and shit. Fuck all this shit. I'm just gonna talk however I want to talk now. I don't care. All right, all these little bitch ass.
Your YouTube channel. No,
yeah, it's my YouTube channel. So all these little bitch ass motherfuckers on Twitter. Oh my pussy. Oh my god, the price, the bear market's here. No, full capulation.
Capulation? Capitulation?
Copulation. Oh, you know what I mean.
Copulation. Okay.
Copulation. Gotcha. Like they're fucking
right.
they're fucking like, this market's spanking me. Like two things. No, three things. One, they're bitches, and it's their first cycle. And some of these bigger Twitter handles and YouTube channels, it's not the first cycle. So right there already, I'm already questioning these motherfuckers. They should have let you know they're not on your team. Two, they're getting paid by some people in the background to say this shit. That's very probable.
Dude, like the majority of YouTubers, hoard themselves out for like, a Bybit referral link where they get like $50 per person that signs up for it or some bullshit like that. It's like, are you kidding me?
Right. So it's either that or three, that they're openly manipulating their own followers to dump. So they're all. So I know this from
Alex Becker.
I have some friends that have bigger YouTube channels and stuff like that they are in private groups talking to each other. They are. They are. We're obviously, they're not going to tell us what's going on, but it's just, that's what's going on. So they're like, let's all coordinate a dump, or like let's just all lean into it so we can get cheaper coins for themselves. Dude.
So fucked.
It's so fucked because like, if we all do, none of us get blamed. Well, you guys, I really thought the bear market was happening. Oh yeah, I'd love to see your credit card statements, man.
No, I really respect the kind of tone that Lark Davis is continuing to do, because I was like, all right, he's one of us, one of the good guys.
Right.
Yeah, because he's just basically calling it out. Like I was like, there's not that many people out there that have like dedicated YouTube channels right now that are actually out there and saying like, hey guys, we're still doing this bear market or bull market thing, right? Like we're definitely full on that boat. He's definitely full on that boat. There's a few other people, but generally speaking, a lot of people take either the neutral or negative stance when something like this happens because it's easy, right? It's the easy thing to do. And then, they use it as an excuse, for all the bullshit that they do. I don't know. That's the whole reason why we do the course, right? And like the stuff that we do during this bull market is because I just got pissed off in 2017, like seeing the just blatant bullshit everywhere. And like that was like of crypto Twitter, which was probably like, well, because YouTube crypto wasn't huge back then. It was still it was just emerging basically with like Data Dash and stuff. But yeah, just the on Twitter, so it was just like a cesspool of information, like bad information, like just the worst. I was just like, how can it's like almost too easy for people to actually give legit information in this market, to actually, do well because everybody else is spouting so much bullshit. Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking annoying.
And like a lot of these channels too, like this one, I got to bite my lip on this one. God damn it. A lot of these channels that I want to name, but can't name and stuff, right? Like claim they have all this money and they're making, dude, if you bought early in a lot of these cryptos and you're yielding and you know what you're doing and shit, you're making a lot of money. You've made a lot of money. Like, dude, I don't get like they're rinsing their communities for no reason. Like with a lot of bullshit and stuff. I don't fucking get it. Especially like, me and Charlie, obviously we don't we don't have Bybit links and all this crap everywhere and stuff because we tell you not to margin trade and stuff. But obviously if you're going to do it, we have safe ways to do it inside the course and stuff. If you are going to do it, so we tell you kind of.
At least you should at least understand it. I mean, I think you should understand a little bit about everything in this bull market, right? Right. In crypto, like what are all the different levers that you can pull, and which ones do you pull, which ones do you not pull, or which ones do you pull gingerly? Right? Be careful with. So.
Correct. Yeah. So there's leveraging with like 2x, 3x at most, and there's the up and down tokens on Binance. Which I probably think that's probably the most training wheel way.
That's the safest, yeah.
It's the safest, yeah. And then there's other leverage where you're leveraging your own assets you own already, which is like taking loans, collateralized loans. And then there's just rugged banks, which I always recommend. So
actually, just rug your banks, especially if they're going to give you like a really low interest rate.
Right. So there is this whole thing, and I know a lot of people are afraid to say that shit. But if you have. It's tough to say it because it depends what you're doing with the money. A lot of people borrow money, like super low interest rate money, and they spend it on fucking like dumb shit. Dumb
appreciating assets.
Exactly. If you buy, I don't know, I shouldn't say this. Fuck it, who cares? If you spend
well, there's the difference between talking about stuff that's possible versus giving a recommendation.
right. So if you invested that, all right, let me tell you a couple assets you put the money in and you'd be okay. You get a high end Porsche 911, probably do really good because they hold their value, right? At least you still have the money there, so you wouldn't be totally fucked. You bought a really nice Rolex, they hold their value. Not the dumb ones, the good ones everyone wants. They hold your value. You bought some crypto during the right times, like you. This is when you buy right now. Ahorita es cuando compras este pinche puto cosa. You understand? This is when you fucking buy.
No, I don't understand that, but okay.
I said, this is when you buy this motherfucking thing.
There you go.
Right now.
Perfect. I need to learn that phrase. That sounds great.
But this is when you buy, basically. You buy when it's red, blood in the streets, something blood in the sheets, something like that. And this is when you buy. This is when you buy, right? Obviously, you have to be very careful. You don't buy crypto on credit card. That's really, really dumb. That's really dumb, right? But if you have access to like a loan or something like that and stuff with a very low interest rate that you have it locked in for like a couple of years, that might be okay. And then at a certain point, that's the only time I tell you to sell cryptos is to pay that loan off right away. So that way you keep your whatever crypto you have as a bonus on top of that free and clear, obviously. And then with that crypto, you are not gambling with that money, which I mean is you're not. Let's just say you borrowed
something that you know is like 100%.
Right, you're borrowing some money. Let's just say you borrowed $100,000, and then you do not go and leverage trade with that. That is retarded on so many levels. So many levels. Like, dude.
I can count at least a few.
Yeah,
retard levels. I like. No, that's 100% a very good point. And like yeah, it's got to make common sense is not so common. Just use some common sense, and if anything, if your spidey senses of like start tingling, and you're like, I don't think this is the brightest idea, then you should probably listen to that, right? And just be like, okay, you probably don't do it. But
let me give you some guarantees that aren't guarantees. Okay, let me give you some guarantees that aren't guarantees.
I guarantee that it will go up and then down and then down and then up.
Right. So, Erie always trolling. God damn it. Always with the trolls, Erie.
There's a couple actually good comments that I was going to say we should go back and look at, but I was going to wait
we'll go right now. Let me just make this like look.
Yeah, of course.
If you're lazy and don't want to do any pair trades or nothing, you buy Polkadot. You're just going to win. You're fine. Okay. Yep. If you want to work a little bit more, maybe squeeze a little more juice out that lemon, you buy some Kusama, then flip it for DOT. But if you don't want to do that and you're working hard, just buy DOT. Yeah. If you buy
50% DOT, 50% Kusama, you're set. You don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. So it just depends on your personality. You like. There's a reason there is money managers, because a lot of you guys like okay, this crypto thing, I don't have the time to allocate towards it. So this is why people you entrust people with with stuff and everything. This is why this whole industry exists, because at some point this stuff is. I don't sleep. Me and Charlie don't sleep. Literally, we don't. But that's how much we love it and stuff. So that's why we make a pretty decent amount of money, and we're helping guide you guys, because we wish someone did that for us. And that's why we do the crypto mindset course as well, to teach people, because there's look at all the bullshit out there. Like if you were just listening to all the noise, like I went on Twitter onto Discover page. Let me give you 10. This is on the Discover page on crypto for the United States, not recommended list, just for the United States. 10 reasons why crypto is bad for the environment. Are we serious right now? Like really?
They are, dude. I was reading a thread or whatever, and there was just like every Karen, coming out of the woodwork saying like, oh, Bitcoin, it's terrible for the environment. Why would you ever, be proud that you made money on Bitcoin, because you're ruining the earth? And I'm like, oh my God, shoot, get me a gun or something. Just take a pillow, put a silencer on it, make sure this, is done cleanly. But Jesus Christ, oh man, some of these people just need to be, done. But I mean, they just don't think, because you could probably just use your two fingers and type in the words google.com, go in there and be like, try to find, is there a counter argument to this, and actually start using some critical thinking. But You know,
Charlie, that
most
takes
people
calories.
don't even do that.
That takes calories to brain. What are you doing? No, I can't.
Well, yeah, rub 2 brain cells together, see what it comes out with, right?
So pretty much, like, if you were going to do some generous shit, not financial advice, I'm not a tax consultant, neither me or Charlie, you know, hey, right? But guaranteed to go up and down currencies, right? Dot, maybe a 50% allocation to Kusama if you want. 2, Bitcoin, duh. 3, Ethereum, duh. 4, Celsius, duh. 5, let's see. Hex, if you want to speculate a little bit on it. Duh.
Hey, YOLO, baby.
Yeah, YOLO and stuff. Okay. Obviously, if you're with that money, I'd probably just like disperse it and probably not put it all in just one. If you are going to go just one, either probably Bitcoin or ETH, just safest play, or just do a 50. You know,
I would say, you know, like, yeah, I mean, if you're just going to go one, I mean, I'd have to choose ETH, right?
Right.
At least for the bull market, because you know that's where most of the speculation is going to be, right? From where it's at.
Yeah, and this is different. This is different from like taking like you took a loan on your assets you own already. We're talking about if you were to borrow money, an uncollateralized loan or some sort of like kind of like, you know, it's a lot of money loaned to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you don't. It's the thing where like let me just get the guaranteed returns on this money. Not this is, and just be safe with it. Don't do some stupid shit. If you want to take me, let's just say you borrowed 100,000 and you I want to throw 10,000 into some shitcoins. Okay. But most of that money needs to be into the safe, good shit, just in case, because you need to protect your ass on that money.
Yeah,
you know
and you make a guaranteed, you know, return. Yeah, and if you do hold it, you know, I mean, if you hold either Bitcoin or Ethereum for 5 years, you're gonna make money. Like,
right.
I mean, it's simple. This is simple.
Right. And that's the beautiful thing too with all this stuff too. And then you can even yield on it and stuff. Obviously, with ETH, eventually there's going to be stuff like on Rocket Pool or maybe Lido or what's the other thing? Then you be able to self-stake yourself. I know 32 ETH is pretty expensive right now. Well, it's actually 50% cheaper now. I mean, let me go back to the market. Let's see. Ethereum.
I would say, you know, nice.
Yeah, look at it right there. Borrowed 100 G's, get 32 ETH. You can stake it yourself. Don't do it now because you won't be able to get your ETH out. But when the upgrade where you can get, don't do. Yeah, I've been warning people around that. Do not stake your shit, dude. No, bad. Right.
Unless it's on a platform that, you know, does it for you, and then you can move it around later.
Right. So you can do that on Kraken and Celsius right now.
Yep. Coinbase is trying to come out with it, I think. Because they're behind the Legend platform, which is like trying to be a Celsius competitor.
Right. So yeah, exactly. Right.
The LEDN. It's like, oh, you guys couldn't spell lend. You know.
ETHLend probably still owns it, probably, or maybe I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah. So it's like pretty much, you know, you get some Bitcoin, some Celsius, some ETH, some Hex, some Kusama, some DOT, some Aave, some Synthetix, some Uni. I mean, you know the good coin.
Sounds like music to my ears.
Yeah, man. Just get some of that.
Get like a little beat with that going.
Shit, you want to be gold drilling? It's yeah. But yeah, with Rocket Pool, you'll be able to stake for less than 32. Correct. There's actually a 50-50. There's 2 options with that. No, 2 options with that. You can do a 16 ETH with your partnership with Rocket Pool themselves, and then you have people join your pool, which will cost about 40 G's, or you can just throw in like 1 ETH or less and just have that yield anyway for people who can't afford to do 16. Because eventually, look, when this is $24,000. That 1 ETH is $24,000 right there. That means 32 ETH is that's a lot of money, man. It's like what's
nice chunk.
Yeah, 24,000 times 23 is $768,000. 3/4.
I can think of a couple of things you can do with that much money.
That's a Porsche 911. That's new titties on the girlfriend. I mean, dude, it's a lot of cool stuff to play with.
Yeah, just make sure what's his face. Forget which one of the fake red pill guys it was, but the guy who you know, does trannies and shit and gets beaten by his ex-girlfriend or something, or his girlfriend. Yeah, that guy. Don't be that. Make sure that guy doesn't own any ETH, because that's what he'd do.
Yeah, that was shocking. I did not even know that, but I learned it. So
it was pretty funny. But anyways, yeah. Ways to derail a conversation.
This is my channel, man. I love doing this kind of shit.
No, it's funny. Like this is a channel, like my channel. We can make it nice and clean. Then your channel over here, we can come and just screw around a little bit. It's fun. Yeah, John Anthony was the one. Yeah, that's our Mr. Lifestyles. God damn. But yeah, going back, there was a couple comments back to back that were pretty good, like way back or whatever. But if you scroll back to Big Sky Traveler's comment, I think your time is around 49-minute mark of the last hour, if that helps you. Okay,
yeah, I can find it. It's still there.
Yeah, it was a pretty good comment. And then there was one after that. That's a good comment too. He's getting good at the Twitters. I've seen it. He's had a couple good tweets recently.
Yeah. These coordinated dumps are great for us. Pay close attention to who's speaking the truth during the turmoil. Yes, sir. Follow these guys when bull market froth is at its peak to maintain a clear head. Yes.
There we go. And then the next one from BW1937. I thought that was pretty good one as well.
So happy I found this group and got in the right mindset. Yes, sir. Freaking bought this dip as hard as I could. Yes, sir.
Making us proud.
Hopefully I still have enough for a burrito today. Damn, bro.
Hey, he's doing it right.
Yeah, man. But you got to leave at least like a 20 in your wallet for like something I should pull at you guys.
But when I went to the Philippines, I saw some homeless guy who's just wearing shorts, no shoes, even no socks, nothing, just walking out there picking off mangoes from trees, sitting down, having a good old time. I was like, yeah, he must have bought crypto. It's life, man.
I know, right?
Free mangoes. I wouldn't complain.
Yeah. Let's see the new comics. That's a lot, dude. I hope, bro. But
hey, I'll put that next to 14K. So
yeah, one day maybe, but like
one day.
Okay, so realistically, the most I could see Hex doing this cycle would be like $3, maybe. That's a lot though. That's with manipulation of the things. I expect the OA at some point to stake Hex to lower the amount of circulating supply around, and that will actually, you'll see Hex being like number 3 in market cap and drop itself to number 98 in market cap, and then people who see it are like, wow, it looks cheap, start buying it up, and then you can see price explode. And then here's what the OA can do at that point: they can emergency end stake their stakes, destroy half their Hex, give the staking class more money, and then increase the market cap up and make it go up. So they can actually, the OA can manipulate the market cap pretty easily if they wanted to. A lot of other coins can do the same thing. Obviously, they don't do it, but they can do that. It's pretty interesting because there's just not that many. So the reason Celsius and Hex held up so well is because they're in limited markets. Basically, they're just on Uniswap. Almost. That's about it. Uniswap, and I guess they're on FTX a little bit here and there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're on FTX. Oh, no, not Hex, but Celsius.
Oh, right. I thought you were talking about Hex. Okay.
Yeah. I tried really hard to get Hex on Celsius. I had a meeting come up and they got shot down. But is what it is. I guess. Yeah. But yeah. So that's kind of the stuff that's going on with that. So it's that whole, but eventually, once these markets will eventually open up, and then of course they'll have less control over the downside of the price. So right now we're in a weird part where the volatility is low on both these assets. There's this whole thing with having a kingmaker or having someone that controls a large portion of the supply. That if when they're a benevolent whale, that's both in Celsius and Hex, it's very good for the price, because
it's great for the price.
Yeah, when you have people with conviction that don't sell, the Celsians and the Hex people, the price can hold up. And then when new people enter the ecosystem, it just goes up, because it's these guys aren't releasing supply. So any of these Hexicans that are selling anything, we're just like for me, right? When I get a Hex stake, I keep a little interest payments and then I restake it out, just permanently printing it. That's what it is.
The point.
Yeah, that's the point, right? With Celsius, right? I just sell interest if I want it. I haven't sold any interest yet, but if I want to, I can. And that's the whole thing with the game. If you play this long term enough and stuff, that's what everyone else is doing. That's what a lot of these rich people are doing. If you look into history of the 1920s, some of the original people in 1918, when they bought a bunch of these tech stocks that weren't paying dividends, and then these tech stocks, which were at the time were
like toasters.
No, it was radio.
No, I'm just totally joking.
Okay,
I know exactly where you're going with this. Yeah,
No,
like radios and shit. Yeah, I got
yeah,
you.
there were radio stations, so they started paying dividends at that point. So imagine they said you bought a shitcoin stock, or you bought a shitcoin. So imagine you bought Ethereum at $1, and then it went to like $500, and then it started paying a 5% dividend, and you owned a ton of it. You start getting paid a lot of dollars back then, so you start balling. And this is kind of what you saw, like the whole froth in the beginning of the Roaring '20s, which I think we're going into right now. Even though there's a lot of stuff with equities, and there's going to be maybe a crash at some point, and then equities have been basically on a parabolic run, and they're going to take a shit. This is why like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have been sort of afraid that basically like the next 10 years are going to be shaky for equities. Well, because they had a super cycle. Equities had a super cycle. Literally, like since I got into high school, stocks were on a tear because of the housing market going bananas. Then it crashed, and then from there, since 2008 till now, 2009 I should say, 2009 till now, it has been only up. That's it, nothing but up. So it was a full decade of just not 13 years almost, no losing. 13 years, no losing on
nice
the
run.
Nice run. Now,
don't get too greedy, right? Don't a lot of those types of people. Whenever a market goes that long or whatever, people are like, yeah, it's never going to end, right. and then that's where people fuck up.
Right. So what's going to happen too is I think crypto. So if let's just say equities crash, we probably have crypto crash. It's just going to happen, of course, because
it's natural.
It's just natural.
And sometimes, not the more often, the better. But as long as it's semi-regularly, it's actually healthy.
Yeah, that was a lot of Red Bull. Fuck. Okay.
You are awake, sir.
Whoa, shit.
See things.
So once the equity bubble pops, we take a little shit down, we recover. We're going to go into a crypto super cycle. Like biggest Hulk dick ever, up and to the right, shoo, like that. Miguel elbows everywhere. I mean, like crypto can't keep going. I'm like, bah, bitch, like, oh, bitch, get the fuck out of my face and shit. Like, oh,
even Ripple appreciates and the market still goes up.
Right. So it's gonna be this whole thing where, like, eventually, once equities and cryptocurrencies decouple at that point, then crypto's gonna rock around like this. Hey, you guys, inflation's going crazy. I don't give a fuck. The dollar's no longer the reserve currency of the planet. I don't give a fuck. That's what's gonna happen at some point. It's just gonna be this giant thing, this giant part of the market where, like, it's gonna go up for about a decade, and then at some point, going to collapse and crash and not disappear, go down, probably go into a 3-year bear market, a little bit longer than usual, then start correcting. And then by the mid-2030s, we'll be back up to the green and stuff. He's basically, like, if you look at who really controls a lot of the cryptocurrency market in terms of, like, who's getting in, it's basically millennials and some of the youngest. So it's the youngest part of the Xers, the millennial generation, and the oldest part of the Zoomers, which are, like, just turning 18 and 19 years old right now. So these are the people who are going to end up owning all the cryptocurrencies. So it's basically kind of focused on the millennials. So by 2035, the most millennials are at 45 years old, the middle part of it. At 45 years old is usually, depending on the person, it's usually on average the peak earning years, 45 to 55. So cryptocurrencies from 2035 to 2045 are basically going to be earning more money. So you're going to see cryptocurrencies go up and to the right for another decade. So it's just demographics around the world. So we're gonna hit a roaring 20s from the whole 20s.
Dude, this decade is going to be fucking great for crypto. It's awesome.
Right. Fuck yeah.
And then just make sure that the guys listening, right, mark your calendars, right? Just make sure to put in a reminder for 2035 and 45. So it's going to be this whole thing. So it's going to be a pretty much a whole decade, right? Of course, there'll be little crashes. There's probably 3 crashes in this decade for major
currencies. Maybe major ones, boom, but recovery, right? It's if you look at the 1920s. If you look at the 1920s, look back on when there's crashes. There's roughly one every 3 years. That's what it is. boom, 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 and then of course 1929, which everyone goes crazy about. Probably more than likely going to repeat, might be, but it might go into 31. That's the hard. I'm still trying to graph that part out of it yet.
Yeah, the United States government is going to keep trying to fend that off with a stick as long as it can.
Right. So once that crashes, let's just say it crashes in 31, 2031. Boom, takes a dip. No! Bear market for 3 years. We start going back up 2035, just up and to the right until the 50s. So basically we're just repeating history again. It's just different. Yeah. Same thing, more technology, more cooler. Obviously us much cooler people. Like you want me and Charlie in charge because like we're dope. Like we're really cool people. Like legitimately, like, do you want boomers? Nah. Charlie Miguel? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Like,
there you go.
Like President of the United States, and then like Lord Emperor of space. You know what I mean? Like you Time Lords. Like these guys, you want these guys in charge, right? Like if I'm in charge of the right or the left, like Charlie's, which it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, control of the West, the control of Asia. You know what I mean, Charlie?
Hey man, you got to control it all.
Charlie's like, I will control everything with an iron fist.
There's a comment in the chat that was like, what it reminded me of when you were doing like up to the right, up to the left. I'm like, you're getting a little close to something else in the 1930s and 40s. I mean, if we're repeating history, I mean, hopefully we don't repeat that part. Because there's bound to if stuff like that happens in all seriousness, you're going to get conflicts, right?
Right. And honestly, we actually skipped the world because the world is safer. We have skipped one of the world wars, but there's at some point there is going to be some sort of a world war at some point. But
or conflict. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like war. It can be subversive. It can be digital. I mean, it'd be interesting to see try to see countries, try to hack each other's electrical grids and shit like that. Especially once you have automated driving cars and stuff, and trying to hack into the GPS system and all sorts of different stuff would be,
Right. We're actually what we could be going on with it. It's been a secret war of the currency wars, which is actually what's been going on. So it's
that's maybe why the last year I did an episode called Digital Currency Wars once a month.
Just maybe. I don't know.
No, but I really like this talk. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Right? That's what I was referring
to. But okay, so. Just because I want this in the ether right here, into the internet and the interwebs, right? So obviously 35, we probably go back up. The next 15 years, just nothing but up to the right, basically. We're probably going to repeat the 1950s. It's going to be that glorious time where everyone's be like, the 50s were so cool. The 2050s were amazing. Obviously it's because like all of us, like me included, are around 1950. I'm probably going to be like 55 years old at that point. 55 to the youngest part to about 70 for millennials. So that's the space. So that's when we're peak earning dollars. We're going to be basically the boomers in the Senate and the House of Representatives around the planet. All our entire generation, full in control. Boomers are just dead, gone. Dead, gone.
That's a little hard. That's a little harsh, but yeah. Like the truth.
Just like they're done, they're out of here. Right, and wealth transfer complete. We're going to build a bunch of institutions around the world, make the world a better place, and then the next 3 generations are going to fuck it up, and then here comes the next millennial generation again, going to do it all over again, and it's just we're just on this fucking loop. But
so you're telling me Aaron Clary ranting and raving at all the millennials is for nothing?
Kind of. I mean, basically, yeah. I mean, it's there is literally like these clay tablets from Mesopotamia of the older generation shitting on the new generation. Literally, like, I don't know about these guys. These guys aren't working hard enough in the fields. Like, what are we talking? Like, this has been every generation shits on the next generation. Always.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Every new generation shits on the one before it as well.
Yeah. The reason for that is because let's just say as a game, right? If we're all playing these games, essentially monopolizing stuff, right? We're trying to monopolize the game. What ends up happening is, like, let's just say we're all in radio, and there's already these really famous radio guys. It's really hard to break through. So what do they do? People create podcasts, another way to break through. So, or like, oh, I can't get on TV, so they create YouTube, and then become a YouTube star. It's this whole thing where, like, okay, I can't beat these guys. Like the reason like most rappers like went from super lyrical to doing other stuff is because like fuck, I can't beat the super lyrical shit. It's already cemented. It's like there'll be one of us that make it through maybe super lyrical. So I'll just I'll make my own lane. So that's what every generation does. Okay, Charlie and them are good at this. I'm gonna go do this because that makes me unique and different. That's
I mean, look at crypto, right?
Yeah, and it's
that's niche.
Yeah, it's a niche. It's niches and stuff, and we're at some point, I think the cryptocurrency stuff and the smart contracts are going to run everything in the background. Because I think the institutions and the things and the DAOs and the things we're doing now that's basically what we're creating right now, or
from scratch. It's great. Like the more you can kind of get up to speed with where crypto is at in its evolution process, like the better you're going to be, because you just watch the whole thing get created, like the whole infrastructure, train tracks get laid out right in front of you. And then it just becomes, that's when, you really understand crypto because it's so clear, right? But if you try to come to this late and it's already a full-fledged financial system, all the lingo is like, what the hell are these guys talking about, right? Then, it's going to be the same as trying to come to the current financial system from like zero. It seems really complicated because it's been built out over a long period of time.
So, yeah, exactly. So what's probably going to happen, because like I see problems with DAOs even now, right? But they're going to be smoothed over because literally the systems are better than the systems we have now. At some point later on, and I've been calling this myself out for a while too, is okay. I'll start first with the DAOs for a second, just so we can, so I can explain the whole thing. So with DAOs, right? It's basically the same thing where like, with everyone has a vote, right? But it's your money that votes. So what happens is when a bunch of families, let's just say like, all right, let's just say me and Charlie own a bunch of this coin, and we all own 10% of the supply, both of us, of this DAO token. And then and I don't sell it, neither does Charlie. And then we pass on these tokens to our family. And what ends up happening is that our family ends up having, say, a really powerful amount of voting power on say into stuff. So what ends up happening is that other people in other ecosystems start coming to Charlie and my family going, hey, Miguel, Charlie, hey, would you guys help us vote this way? You guys are 20% of the votes. And then our families would be able to get paid money on the down lows for votes in the system to move things in that way. And that's what will happen. And
it's really interesting. Yeah,
it's really interesting and stuff. So obviously, like when me and Charlie are alive, right, we have our morals in terms of like what we saw and what was the original. Like, let's just say we met up with Polkadot. We owned a bunch of Polkadot for some reason, and we had a lot of voting power. And not saying it's a DAO or a voting token, but just saying like we owned a bunch of Polkadot as an example. And we knew Gavin, and we talked to Gavin for a while, and we believed that we were drinking the Kool-Aid from Gavin. And
yeah, nice mix.
Right. While we were alive, we were keeping crypto's supposed to be decentralized. No one's supposed to control it. It's supposed to be free money for the world. Everyone can use it. And me and Charlie keep pushing that narrative even after Gavin dies and we're old and stuff. And eventually we're like, we give our coins to our grandkids and our great grandkids. Eventually they don't have the same morals or the same thing because they never met Gavin. And they're like, the world's always.
Or they might not they just wouldn't care, and they'll just be like, let's get rid of some of these coins,
Yeah, let's get rid of these safeguards. Who cares? The world's safe already. Let's centralize this stuff. And that's what happens. Is over time, it's like they don't have the same experiences, and I can't even blame them for that either. But like, it's what'll happen over time, and
I ain't there. Oh god,
I'm not even gonna go for that.
Oh, that's great. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah. So and what I'm explaining is sort of the rationalization of what's going to happen. Yeah, man, this is what happens when I drink so much Red Bull. Fuck. So that's sort of what's going to happen. So some people are like, how can these systems happen? Well, it's because like the strong, the believe, or we're drinking the same thing with the communist parties of China or the original starting of the United States. It's like, we got it. We're in the line, and eventually we're towing the line. Or this way, whichever way we go, that's what happens because the world.
If you want to hear about a family that absolutely destroyed like generational wealth, like to the heart, like in a hardcore way, like read the story about the Vanderbilts. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. There's some great documentaries too and stuff on that and stuff, how they lost their wealth.
Yeah, it's just
sort of lost their wealth, like sort of
over time. I mean, obviously they still have their portions, right? But it's like generally speaking, right? They just like nuke themselves, over generations. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's have kids, you guys. Literally, people who don't have kids, they get erased. Literally, just have. I mean, that's the most retarded. Like, there's this whole narrative of not having kids. That's so fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. If your parents decided like not to have kids, like none of us would be around here at all.
Oh, really? No. Is that how it works?
People never think about that. Like,
yeah. No, of course.
But there's this whole thing that's like, I don't want to have kids because I won't have money. Just go make more money, motherfucker. Like, what are we doing here? No.
And that's why I like
the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Well, that's why I like crypto so much. Like, they're having different things in your life that make you focus on earning more, right? Like, whenever you put all your money in crypto, you're like, I think I need more.
Right.
I think I might need a little bit more.
There's a Mexican saying that's also like, it's a saying mostly around the world. Like, it's just different. Like, the saying is like when a kid's born, it's born like you end up having like a loaf of bread. When a baby's born, you're born with a loaf of bread or something. It's basically meant that like when you have a kid, let's just say you're a worker in a factory as an example, and you have a kid, and they're like, hey, we can only have a certain amount of hours to give to people, and there's like, dude, hey, Charlie just had a kid right now. You give him the. That's what ends up happening is that people either through pity or through like, no, he's a family man. He's a good dude. They're like, this guy ain't going nowhere, man. Like he's got a family and kids and shit. That's when people start giving me shots. Like, let's just say I was a 20-year-old kid who got like my girlfriend pregnant and stuff. Everything's like, hey, give Miguel that job and stuff. He's like, hey, that's what happens.
True. It's good for business. Shots.
Yeah, it's better for business. And two, he's like, dude, he's a family. Miguel needs the fucking money. He's got a son. He's got a daughter. Like, give him, that's what happens. Like we're not such the world's not so heartless, especially if you got kids and stuff. It's like they'd rather give a shot to a guy who's got some kids. Just is what it is. Two, it makes you hustle, it makes you work harder. I mean, some of the most successful men in the world eventually, they have one or two girls, and they have some kids and stuff, and that's what it is because they like when you get to the high levels and stuff, you just need to focus, right? Doesn't mean you can't have a lot of money, have a bunch of girls and stuff, but eventually, if you're just trying to focus on like a super big mission or a big like company, you need to have your stuff at home, your family, and then so you can concentrate at work because you don't got time to be out here like hooking around unless you got it just like brought to you a la carte.
Hey, got it. Why not?
Do you want me to sub or no? Well, yes, sub. Duh. Bruh, sub. Hit the like button and
notification bell. Bing.
Notification bell. All of it. You guys, I am on a strict streaming schedule of like I stream random times because I'm busy, but I do stream all the time, literally, and usually in 2 to 3 hours and stuff. Obviously, the stream's not going to go 2 to 3 hours. But if you want 2 or 3 hours of content, I would join the crypto mindset course where you get hours upon hours a day when this comes out. CryptoMindsetCourse.com. It's in the description as well. If you want to stop being poor, sign up today.
Put your best email in.
Put your best email in. Put multiple emails in there.
I don't know about that,
but put your best email in there. Put your best email in there and sign up, you guys, and get on the waiting list. And then when we launch this thing, be the first in there because we do special webinars. We're doing a webinar tonight as well, going more into depth than we did right now, and going into plays with like Solana and Hex and all this other stuff.
Talking about more in depth, we go like down to to the Mariana Trench of depth. We dig down deep, make all sorts of info. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing, you guys. If you guys don't want to be poor, go sign up.
One thing I was thinking about, which would be kind of fun to do on stream a little bit, is just do a little Masari shitcoinery research. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure. If you show it on your screen right now, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I can pull it up.
Sure.
I just like looking at like some of the stuff on this thing, and so like I don't know, just tell me the coin we want to take a look at, and we'll just start like perusing around because it is Shitcoin Saturdays after all.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
So what shall we look at? We need some direction here.
How shitcoin do you want to get into it?
Well, unfortunately, Masari is not total degens, right? You put some coins in here and they don't got the data all that much detail. So I guess one thing we could do is we could just see what shitcoins are moving, right? We got different events here been happening. Let's see here. So you got the updates and you got the actual days of the event. So here, I guess there's a pretty good chunk of different things, but basically all Coinbase support things for those ones. So low priority. Let's at least go to something with. I wonder if there's anything with high priority here. No, it's all medium.
Yeah, let's okay. That's actually pretty important. The Rari governance token reimbursement. That's even on here too.
Oh yeah, exploit reimbursement strategy.
Yeah, they're going to give people 100% of their money back, if I remember correct. The people
that were pooling, that were in the pools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So voting on a proposal to determine how Rari Capital should reimburse users who lost their ETH during the last exploit has started and will end on May 22nd today. Users must choose between just getting your RGT reimbursement, traditional bonds, convertible options, pass the stick, or a combination. All of these actions do not involve a sale of any RGT from the DAO, so the price does not get impacted. Yeah. What the hell is this? Rari Capital goes vroom vroom.
What the hell is that? Ethereum, what the hell?
Rari Capital launch. Okay, let's go down to that. That's a long article. Okay. Let's see here. Once the exploit solution retribution is defined, Rari will continue to progress on their roadmap. It consists of fully rolling out the Fuse product in the near term, connecting yield products to Fuse, and also creating an L2 bridge liquidity solution they have named Nova.
Nova Grats.
He's coming. If anything can pump the price, it'll be Nova Grats.
What's that? Fucking $6? Tessa, know where you at, son?
Read that last line.
Ferraris don't ride in the slow lane. They speed ahead. What are we talking about here?
Somebody's bullish. What's this guy's name?
If ever we're gonna get in, I think $6 is pretty much the low point and stuff. I still have my Rari token. I didn't sell because I got diamond hands.
Yeah. Who is
Justin
Tiander?
Tiander?
Oh, it's his first article. Gotta give him a break, I guess.
It's his first article. Tiander, I thought literally it's like Tenement Square or some shit. That's hella cool. Well, that's cool. That's a cool first article.
Yeah, it's all right.
Let's check Synthetix, since that's a big one because I want to see if they're doing with their L2 stuff.
All right, so increase cap on wrapper to 50K ETH from 15K ETH. The proposal to increase cap on the wrapper WRPPR contract to 50K from 15K ETH has been approved by the Spartan Council and will be implemented by the PDAO.
I wonder if that's something to do with because the Spartan Fund, which is actually a subset of the Spartan Council, got rugged. They lost a bunch of their money.
Playing around on it.
No, they got hacked.
Oh, really? Okay.
Spartan Fund. Yep. Look at it. Yeah.
Well, how did they get hacked?
Some sort of like flash loan exploit or something on some of the money. Yeah.
In one of the pools they were in, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably look it up and stuff.
I mean, I'm just kind of curious. It's not like the most.
It's usually a flash loan attack and stuff, where they manipulate the price and then able to exit out with money.
Yeah. DJ Finesse in the chat. RGT went from with my money. Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Anyways, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not saying that they're doing stuff. Actually, there's this guy called Chris Black who kind of called out Rari not for the exploit that happened, but more for the multi-sig or something for having keys. Well, he's been coming after Matic lately as well. And stuff. So I've been like, okay. Just you never know because obviously these things. Yeah, I'm a little pissy towards Matic for all their lies for a long time because they've been lying they were going to help the NFT market and Decentraland didn't do jack shit but take everyone's money.
Damn.
And then as soon as they fucking started launching in price, peace.
See you later, guys. just like slowly dip out here so nobody notices, but everybody knows.
Yeah, and people haven't noticed too that like I was brought to my attention by Plan C that EOS started finding ways to invest some of their money. They basically they rug pulled. They became one of the largest holders of BTC on the planet. Then they started taking some of the DAO money or some of the corporate money that was for EOS and now finding ways to take it out as well. They're starting to rug the entire token completely now.
Of EOS.
So, EOS, yeah, the EOS is probably going to die next cycle, and then like, sorry, I just died, you guys, and like now we have a new corporation with all the money. What I think they're probably doing is restarting the whole thing. They might be doing. Can you imagine if these assholes every 2 cycles they come up with a token and just like rug, and then 2 more cycles later another one.
You could probably do it twice and get away with it, and people wouldn't really pick up on it.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucked. I didn't hear his story about that. I forget what's his story.
He was an EOS maximalist back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it was they were swinging. They were saying some crazy, like basically saying that every token on EOS essentially had to airdrop tokens to EOS holders. So that was kind of like the play. So if you held a bunch, you wanted something.
That was like June of 2018, right? Like after the real token came out.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, they were saying this since like I'd say January of 2018. They're saying this for a long time. So me and my dumb ass over here. This is one of the reasons why I cut that trade I was telling you about, selling it at $28. I was trying to get more tokens, and then I believed the Kool-Aid at the time. You know, me being naive still, right?
Hey man, even some people bought Salt coin. So
yeah,
Salt lending, man, that was a fucking scam.
So we were buying. So I was buying EOS, trying to get 1,000 tokens. I got 1,000 tokens of EOS. So I was like, cool. Like that was a lot of money to me. I mean, 1,000 tokens at $5 is still 50. You know, it's 50 G's. Or no, wait,
5 G's.
5 G. Sorry, yeah, 5 G, 5 G's. Right. So even that was a lot of money and stuff and everything. And then it went up, and I was like, whoa, $28,000 and stuff. So I sold it, went back down. Bought it again. Haha, I'm a genius. I got 4,000 now. Went back up to $28. I was like, holy crap, this is like 6 figures. Batman. Sold it, crashed again, bought it again. And we went to 15, sold it, bought it again. And then it stayed at $5 forever. Eventually I got tired of it and removed it over to Litecoin. And then that was some of my starter money that I used during the Litecoin halving to sell it and stuff, which then I used to get into Hex and Celsius and stuff. So that was some of the money I made. That's kind of what happened. Yeah, that was a good move. I
was waiting for when 100x leverage in the middle there, but no, we got through it.
I never did.
You got out of the forest. It's good.
Yeah, but that's kind of what happened with that. But I got lucky. That very easily could have gone wrong. Where I just trade I say it to people like that. That was just luck, like total.
Yeah. No, but sometimes I mean that's you gotta take that as it comes as well.
Right. But it was but basically like I was holding on to so many, like I was holding to like thousands, tens of thousands, well not tens of thousands, but like tens of thousands of like EOS, because you know with that many tokens you were supposed to get like an airdrop here and there every month or two from new tokens coming out on the platform. Nothing launched, nothing came out, just a bunch of bullshit. And look at
they were one of the ones saying, "Oh, we're an ETH killer. We're going to make it so much easier for people to program on our blockchain." Blah blah blah. I mean, it was a decent story, and but the thing that sketched me out really early on with EOS was how they did their when you actually got
the crowd sale.
Yeah, when you actually got the coin itself.
Yeah.
Right. It was like June of 2018 where you were like on like the small print at the bottom of their website. It was like, these tokens may actually be worthless. And then when the real token comes out, you may or may not get the actual 1-for-1 of the actual tokens. And I was just like, and then they're like based out of the Bahamas. And I was just like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, we're based out of Nigeria. Okay.
It's just jurisdictions where people aren't going to come and get them. Yeah.
Yeah. My next crypto, when I create a cryptocurrency, I'm based out of the Congo, you guys.
You have 2 branches, one in Congo, one in Nigeria, and you have a prince correlated to it.
Right.
Yeah, this prince is going to pump it. Trust me.
We're the #1 cryptocurrency of Congo, you guys.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. But anyway, we digress. But that was the whole thing. So what were we talking about EOS for? For being a rug? Oh, yeah, rent-free. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Got off on that 10.
So plans. I don't want to say his whole story, but basically he held it for a long time and then just like fuck this, went into Bitcoin and then got into Celsius and did pretty well.
No, that's fine. Oh, so he was hoping that he would have held it longer for more gains, or what?
No. He said he held it for too long because he was fully the deepest you could be into.
Okay.
And then he was one of the people that brought to my attention what they did. A lot of people don't know that, but like one of the single largest holders of Bitcoin on the planet is the EOS people.
Oh, Brock Pierce, or
no,
he was taken out of the project early on. I think.
He was taken out of he was taken out of the project early. Still made his money, but like but the actual foundation, what they raised $4 billion in Ethereum, and one of the reasons why Ethereum crashed so low is because people don't know this either. If you're around back then, you kind of knew about it, but like now it's been brushed under the rug. The reason Ethereum hit $80 in bottom is because EOS was dumping it to crash the price of Ethereum really bad during the bear market. They like at around $600 is when they really started selling Ethereum, just to hurt them. And they still hold a ton of Ethereum too. Still now they hold a ton. They what they did is they one for one they sold all their ETH into BTC when it was cheap, and that's what they did. And they have hundreds of thousands of BTC. So they're a big power player, and that's one of my speculations why they were given a slap on the wrist by the U.S. government as well, and paid like a $2 million fine for all that bullshit.
Hey, it's not as much bullshit as HSBC.
Right. You want to know why HSBC and stuff and all these banks got away with it? Because during the 2008 collapse and stuff, basically they had to accept, like, no one was making deposits. The only group of people that were making positive deposits to banks were drug dealers. So because the drug dealer inflows actually saved the banking system. You can look it up. Look up those articles.
And YouTube pulls the stream. No, I'm joking. But no, I know 100% what you're talking about. It's pretty messed up.
It's pretty messed up, but like basically these hundreds of billions of dollars that have been in shadow banks came into the real banking system, and that's literally drug money recollateralized the entire world banking system.
Yeah, there's some pretty good documentaries on it. It's like, whoa. There's some other stuff I probably won't see on YouTube just because YouTube's probably like, okay, well, like we might do something now at that point, but like. They did some other stuff on top of that. If you could think of like doing stuff even worse, basically. So, yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, man, it's interesting stuff, and but I think one of the documentaries people can go out there and look at for that one is basically, what was it called? I think it was like can't remember the name, something along the lines of I have to look it up, but it was a Netflix documentary about greed money. Anyways, just look up Netflix HSBC and you'll find it. It's an interesting one.
Yeah,
I'm not mentioning it to you specifically, just for the people in general.
Just for the people.
Yeah,
I'm interested too, Charlie. It's not always.
You already know all about it,
Charlie.
Good stuff.
What are you guys? Well, yeah. So, let's see. So yeah, crypto mindset course, you guys, and then we'll catch you guys a little bit later today. We're going to do a webinar. Look out for the link in the chats for the guys who are in the latest course, and we'll see you guys soon. Make sure to follow Charlie Cultivate Crypto and me, DCC Crypto, man. Peace.